Is there a difference between a pre-approved buyer and a pre-qualified buyer and letter that the lender provides, pre-qualified, pre-approval? What's the difference, and why do I need one, and why should I pick your lender over any lender in the United States? So let's talk about those things and find out what the heck pre-approval and pre-qualified means. Hi, I'm Donna Hastings, Keller Williams Realty. Been a realtor over 20 years. Happy to talk about real estate, anything and everything real estate. So give me a call, 727-481-7533, or check out the links below, subscribe to these videos, and we'll get to know each other. So here we go on the topic, pre-approval, pre-qualified. Okay, so if you want to get pre-qualified to buy a house, you can pick up the phone, you can call any lender, you can call a bank or a mortgage broker and have a conversation with them. They're going to ask you questions like, how much is your income? How much is your debt? And how much did you make last year? And etc. How long have you been employed? Are you self-employed? Things like that. And you can have a great conversation with them and give them all those numbers, and they can say, okay, you're pre-qualified for a $400,000 price range. That was just a conversation that you had. That lender did not run your credit score or verify the information that you gave them. So that can be considered a pre-qualification. Nobody verified the information that you gave them. So the next step from that conversation would be to allow that lender to go ahead and run your credit. Your credit will come up and they'll see what your debts are, outstanding or ones that you're currently paying on. They'll see that information and be able to verify that with you. Then your income. Now, some people are self-employed. Some people get a regular same paycheck every 2 weeks or however often you get paid. Other people can get paid a salary plus bonuses or commissions on top of their salary. So if you are one of those people that get paid a salary plus a commission or a bonus at the end of the year, and you lump all of that cash together, and let's say that's $100,000. Let's say you make $70,000 in your salary, and your bonuses or commissions usually run about 30 grand, and you're making $100,000 a year. And you tell that to the lender that you make $100,000 a year. Well, when they finally get your pay stubs and they verify your employment and they realize that your salary is only 70 and maybe these bonuses are not guaranteed or they're variables every year, they can be a different amount. And same with commissions, and maybe you just started working maybe the last 6 months with that salary plus that commission. So the lender is going to say, hey, wait a minute, this other $30,000 is not a guarantee all the time. So they're going to then change what you qualify for based on the $70,000 income. So that's one thing that can change when a lender starts to really verify the information that you've given them. Same with your debt. You may say, hey, I only owe another $10,000 on my car. But when they pull it up, they see, oh, wait a minute, you co-signed for somebody else for a car loan, and there's an additional other $10,000 in debt you have with somebody else that you forgot about because you don't make that payment. Somebody else makes that payment. So that's why your credit needs to be run, and then your information that you've given them, your income, etc., all needs to be verified. And you tell them how much you have in your savings account. Well, you need to provide bank statements to prove that that's what's there, current bank statements. And so then the lender is verifying the information that you've given them. They're also looking at your 2 years tax returns to see that you have the same consistent income. So pre-qualified means they had a conversation with you. Maybe they pulled your credit. but they didn't go into depth and verify all of this other information with your tax returns, bank statements, and pay stubs. So that's a pre-qualified. Once you've been verified, they've gathered all that documentation from you, then they take all that documentation and then they run it through something that's called desktop underwriting, so that they have another third party in their office look at your verified information and say, does all of these numbers look good? Does the credit score look good, and the down payment, etc.? And when the underwriter says, yes, it all looks good, well, now you're pre-approved. And that's a great place to be. And you want your letter that you get from that lender to say that you're pre-approved and that your information has all been verified. So now you're 100% ready to go. The only thing you have to do now is find a house, put it under contract, do your home inspection and your appraisal, and you're going to the closing table. Awesome, right? Now, if you're just pre-qualified and you start down the path and you go under contract and now the lender starts verifying your information, there might be something that comes up, like you don't make the income that you said you made because part of it is commission and part of it is salary, then the deal can fall apart. So that's why you want to be approved and not just qualified. You want your letter to say that, and you want to present that to the listing agent and or the seller to see that you are 100% approved, okay? So that's the difference between pre-qualified and pre-approved. Now, if you're working with a realtor should have great contacts for you to call to get pre-qualified and pre-approved with a lender, mortgage brokers, etc. They have relationships already. And it's really, really, really a good idea to at least have that conversation with that lender that the realtor's recommending to you. If you have your own lender, that's totally fine. Having one other conversation with a lender certainly isn't going to hurt. And then you get a sheet that's called, it used to be called a good faith estimate. Now it's called a fee sheet. So get the fee sheet from both lenders and compare their fees. And that's how you'll be able to compare apples to apples on why one lender might be better than another lender. One lender might tell you a lower interest rate, but that's because they're charging you points. And the other lender didn't charge you the points, but your interest rate is a little higher, and they didn't share with you, or maybe they shared too much information with you and it just didn't land, that you can buy down points to buy down your interest rate. So get the fee sheet and compare those when you're talking to lender. Allow one of them to run your credit. Get a copy of your credit from that lender, and then when you're talking to other lenders, just forward that credit score to them for them to look at. At some point, they're going to want to run their own if you choose to work with them. But right now, you don't have to do that. Just allow one, get the copy yourself, and then you can provide that to other lenders if you want to start comparing lender to lender. Get the fee sheet. Now, a couple of things about picking a lender. Pick a local lender. Don't pick a lender that lives in a different state that is 3 hours behind you. That puts a hiccup in everything that you're doing as you're going to the closing table. And we certainly know that buying a home is an emotional roller coaster itself, and we don't need any more hiccups along the way. So get a local lender. If you, for whatever reason, maybe you're moving from one state to another state and you know that lender in that other state and you want to work with that lender, as long as they're licensed in the state that you're buying in, it's fine. It is fine to do that. It's not preferred, but it is fine, especially if you have a relationship. Now, there are a couple of the big banks that have way too many departments and way too many employees that don't know what the other person is doing, and then it has to go to that department and this department and the department over in Timbuktu before you can get qualified. You don't want to go down that path either. So it's great to have a local lender with the local underwriter, and everybody is local and know each other and already have a relationship established, and each one of them wants to do the best for everyone. So that's another reason why you want to chat with your realtor's lender, just to see if they might be better. And also you really do want a local guy. Okay, I hope that helped. So pre-approved to pre-qualified, which one do you want to be? Pre-approved, that's right, for sure. Local lender, out-of-state lender, try the local guy first. And check out the gal who your realtor is recommending, because sometimes they have down payment assistance programs that you might not be aware of if you're only talking to one lender. Okay? All right, I've chatted long enough. Let me know what you think about this video and how it helped you, and what other questions do you have? Take care, folks, and happy house hunting.